Hi, management students. This is Dr. Seibert coming in to talk to you about your chapter this week about managing in global settings. And I feel like that's so exciting to think about managing in global settings. So I'm going to just start off with, anymore, probably you wouldn't have to have a language, but you're going to have an interpreter when you go and do things for other countries. Anybody that I've known that works, let's say, for Coke Industries and goes to China, they have people there with a big company like Coke that's going to help you with the interpretations and stuff, and not just leave it to you. So it used to be, if you had a language, like a lot of people had Spanish, and that was super great language if you were traveling and if you had companies, doing business in Mexico or in Spain. Nowadays, we're kind of a lot of the globe does use English fairly well as a second language. So I haven't seen where having that second language is maybe as important. It kind of went from having Spanish to have Japanese to have Chinese. So I think that would take a lot of time to understand those the Oriental languages or the Asian languages. So I think just learning your business and your craft and your management craft are going to be very good for your global arena. Of course, in the global arena, like I said, language barriers happen, and we need somebody that knows about the cultural aspects of managing in other areas. As I spoke about my friend that works at Coke Industries, he would go to dinners and they would have interesting things to eat. And it'd probably be something that maybe we wouldn't ever think about eating, but you got to think about, what are you going to do if you get in that situation? Are you going to eat something like that or not? Does it make sense to you what it is, and you've never had it and probably disgust you? But that's what we do. We kind of suck it up and do those things because we're management in a global setting. So anyway, those are just some kind of things to think about, how you're going to culturally, socially interact with people around the world. And so there are organizations to help us with those things, but most likely, if you're going to be in a large corporation, they'll help you with those things. Now, I had one of my cousins worked at a company out of Oklahoma. She went to Brussels, Belgium all the time. So that was a culture she ended up knowing very well and knowing, how to conduct business there. So if you're going one spot, it could be a lot easier. But if you're going multiple places, it's going to be definitely something as a learning curve. I don't think, I really anymore, some maybe not just write-off managers, but somebody that's been there 2 or 3 years in some companies, you could be doing the global traveling and interacting and things. And that's a good thing because, the faster you can rise up in these companies, boy, they pay good money. I use Coke, for example, just because I know Coke Industries a little bit, but there could be any of the big companies around, and particularly anywhere in the globe that you could work for and do well. So like I said, I don't know if the language thing is a big deal anymore. It can't hurt you, but I don't see as many people taking it as I did maybe 10 years ago to get their foot in the door. So, I'm kind of out on that one, but I do think if we can learn technology and how to communicate, that kind of thing, make sure we're saying the right things, and particularly if you're going to do deals, you want it to be correct. So you definitely need somebody to help you out there to run that smoothly. So anyway, I just think it's exciting to think about managing in a global arena. So many of our companies now just are basically global. It could be small, could be large, but we're doing business, everywhere in the world. So think about this as you're moving on. We don't just have to be a manager here in Wichita, Kansas, or we can think to move globally. Even if I think about restaurant managers, so many managers can move up and go globally as well in different companies. Pizza Hut has their Yum, they're part of Yum. Yum is in China. They're going into Mongolia. And so they need people that are willing to do those things. No, not most likely they pay really good money for people that want to do those things. It can be exciting to be a global manager right now in doing that thing in the world. So particularly getting all the airline miles, right? So anyway, think about that. If you're thinking about if you're going to dream big, go global. So anyway, I hope you enjoy thinking about what you could do globally, and we'll talk to you later.